Is there a diet that is perfect for losing body fat and gaining muscle? And if so, what diet should you follow? This time of year, most people are trying to lose a little bit of body fat, which means they're going down the rabbit hole of finding what diet they should stick to, which can lead to following a plethora of fads, trends, and extreme diets that are just unrealistic and very unsustainable. Or maybe you just think that you need to eat clean, cut out foods that you enjoy, or do something silly like keto or carnivore. And it's quite likely that if you're watching this video, you've probably tried some sort of diet in the past, but you've not been able to see the results that you want, either because you haven't been able to stick to it, or the diet just wasn't right for you. And the reality is 95% of diets fail within a few weeks, which is why so many people are stuck looking for a solution to fix this. Not to mention, if you're trying to keep muscle, most diets are very, very low on the calories, which means you're very likely to start losing muscle tissue as well as body fat. So to help solve this issue, I want to show you the best diet for losing body fat and keeping muscle, so you can cut through all the noise, all the fads, all the BS, and just focus on getting the results that you actually want. And just for context, this has worked for over 200 skinny fat men and counting. This exact diet protocol that I'm going to break down for you has helped these men lose body fat, lose their moobs, lose the lower back fat and the stubborn belly fat, and swap it for pecs, abs, and arms, and some shoulders in as little as 12 weeks all the way up to 12 months. So let's start with the basics and get straight to it. It's all about the calories. Now, I think everyone knows that in order to lose weight, you need to eat less calories. But how do you actually do that? And how many calories should you actually be aiming for on a day-to-day basis? And this is where most men go wrong. The majority of people tend to try and cut out whole food groups. They fast for several days thinking that's going to make a difference. They just quite frankly avoid foods that they enjoy, thinking that the pain and suffering of doing so is going to give them the result. Pretty much trying to starve themselves as long as they physically can before they inevitably fall off, binge, and put it all back in, remaining stuck in sort of that yo-yo diet thing. Or they follow a very strict meal plan that works quite well in the short term but doesn't leave much for the long term, especially once you get bored or distracted by something else. Now, if these calories are way too low, you're going to start to lose muscle eventually by going catabolic. And the lower they are, the less likely you are to stick to it long term and see any results. So this actually means you may need to eat more than you think. The sweet spot would be about 500 calories below your daily maintenance target. And the reason for this is 500 calories below your daily target times 7 days of the week will equate to about 3,500 calories, which roughly equates to 1 pound of body fat lost. And if you're losing a consistent 1 pound of fat per week, it's much more sustainable and you're more likely to preserve and potentially gain muscle tissue if your training and protein are where they should be. Now, to work out these calories accurately, feel free to use an online calculator or ask ChatGPT or some sort of AI, because those numbers tend to be roughly accurate. However, I have provided a nutritional blueprint for free in the bio just to make sure that you get these numbers set up properly, because if they're set up wrong, you could waste a lot of time. Not to mention, most calculators don't factor in how much muscle you have, what the goal is, so that nutritional blueprint will break down the exact numbers and help you work it out specifically for you. And it's the same way I work out the calories for myself and my clients. Now, once you have those calories set up, you need to make sure that your protein is sufficient enough. The majority of people will just start a diet, they just aim to eat less, and they don't really pay attention to the daily amount of protein they're hitting. And if you want to keep muscle whilst losing body fat, this is absolute paramount. I've had countless conversations with guys that just message me on my Instagram saying, hey, I've been training for 5 days a week. I eat chicken, broccoli and rice. I meal prep everything. I've been doing it for 3 years straight and I'm so tired in the gym. I've got no energy. I'm losing muscle. I look the same. I feel skinny fat. Where am I going wrong? And normally my first question is how much protein you hit in a day. And 9 times out of 10, they reply with, I don't know. Then they go and work it out, they pay attention to it, they track it, and sometimes they're around 100 grams per day. An average human being sitting on their ass or just going about their day-to-day life doesn't really need much more than 50 grams. But if you're trying to gain muscle and you're burning a lot of calories, you do need to increase that accordingly. Now, there's a big argument about how many grams of protein you should consume. There's several different studies that show different answers. So let's try and keep it really simple. I recommend somewhere between 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body weight, or somewhere between 35% to 50% of your calories coming from protein. And obviously this depends on how low your target ends up being. If it's very, very low, obviously that percentage needs to be a little bit higher. If your calories aren't that low, 35% should cover it. Now, this will keep you fuller for longer. It will give you more energy and recovery in the gym, but most importantly, it will prevent you losing lean tissue. When you're in a deficit, your body's going to lose weight. We want to make sure that weight is coming from fat, not muscle, and that high protein is going to help put insurance on your gains. Plus, if you're new to training, you can still gain muscle, just like my client Reese, Matt, Matthew, Tom, Leon, Pierce, who's vegan, so it does work for everyone. I'm sure you get the point. Now, of course, to be honest with you, 90% of your progress is going to come from the diet. But if you want to lose fat and gain muscle, your training still matters a hell of a lot. Because most men that want to lose fat, they start off with cardio, they do gym classes, they jump on the machines, and they just follow generic programs. And although this is still great for burning calories and improving fitness, and you've got to start somewhere, long-term adaptation, you're not going to be building the physique you think you are. So if losing body fat and keeping muscle is the goal, it's absolutely vital that you focus on getting stronger in the gym. This burns calories, of course, but it also puts demand on lean mass. If you think about this simply, when you're training on a diet, you're essentially going to the gym on a lower battery. And because you're eating in a calorie deficit, you're going to have less energy. So when you go to the gym, you have a limited amount of energy to spend in there. So if you were to jump on the treadmill and spend your limited energy on the treadmill, your muscles probably won't stick around if you do this for a long time. Now, to work around this, we want to focus on overloading key specific movements, ideally compound movements. Now, this depends on your experience level in the gym. If you're absolutely brand new, you can absolutely stick to the machines, as long as it's not too spread thin and just vague and just doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, depending on what's free. Pick one main movement for each muscle group and then focus on that movement getting stronger over time. For example, if you're confident and experienced with the gym, for chest, this might be a bench press movement. Squats for legs, deadlift for back, just as a rough example. If you're still relatively new to the gym, or you're not confident, or you want to avoid any pre-existing injuries, machines will probably be your best bet. So for chest, this could be a chest press machine. For back, it could be a row machine. For legs, it could be leg press. Pick one, get comfortable and confident, making sure your form is correct, and then slowly add reps and weight each week to ensure that you're progressing. Because if your workouts are too vague and they don't take into account what you're trying to achieve, your body will adapt very quickly and then likely just stay the same for the majority of the year. We all have different starting points, different goals, and different genetics. So our diets and training need to reflect that with precision by tracking our numbers, tracking our workouts, and slowly advancing those metrics over time so we don't get stuck in a plateau or hitting a wall. Now, this might seem common sense and very, very basic and bare bones, but this is the reality of getting in head-turning shape. The gimmicks are just to make things sound more exciting and get your attention, and the basics have worked since the dawn of time. You may have already tried tracking and hitting your calories and going to the gym and tracking your lifts, but maybe you fell off, lost motivation, or just got stuck. So here are a few tips to actually stay on track with these numbers, because of course it's easier said than done. Now, firstly, you need to make sure that the food that you're tracking is accurate, so I do recommend that you weigh out your meals if you have the ability to do so. It's no good tracking 100 grams of chicken if you're eating 200 and you're actually higher than you think, or vice versa, tracking 200 grams of chicken when you've had 75 grams. That means your protein's going to be off and your calories are going to be off, which means your results are going to be off. Accuracy is so important and it will legitimately save you years. So take those extra 10 seconds it takes to weigh something out to guarantee your success. Secondly, it's vital that you plan ahead, because failing to plan is planning to fail. If you don't plan your meals ahead of time and you just go out and track whatever, you're going to look back in hindsight and go, crikey, I'm over by 1,000. Cool, I'll fix it tomorrow. And then it's going to happen over and over again. And guess what? You're going to look the same in 2027. Now, if you do go over, you can use cardio to shave it off. You can take some calories off the next day. It's not the end of the world and you're not going to be perfect all the time. But if you're half-assing it, you're going to get half-assed results. So plan ahead as much as you can, as often as you can, and it will speed up your transformation tenfold. Now, if you're extra serious and you want to really lock in and you're happy to make some very disciplined, strong cutbacks with your food, you could also follow a meal prep program. This is particularly great if you're very busy or struggle with decision making. This way you can track your meal plan, and if you get bored of something, you can opt out or swap it for something else so you don't get too stuck in just eating the same meal over and over again. And it gives you some variety, which makes the diet easier to stick to. However, I do find meal plans can get very boring, very tedious very quickly. And if it's going to take you 6 months, 12 months, 2 years to transform, you're probably not going to want to eat dried chicken from a smelly tub for that long. But sometimes you need to just lock in and tidy things up. So that's when a meal plan can be beneficial. Just make sure you're tracking what you eat, give yourself a little bit of flexibility from time to time. And if you always remain consistent, you're guaranteed to get there. And then as a bonus tip, let's just be real. If you're dieting, it's going to be difficult. You're going to have to say no to things. You're going to be hungry and you're probably going to be a little bit tired every now and again. And temptation's always going to be a bit of an issue. Everyone glosses over this. They're like, I just need a meal plan, bro. And it's like, cool, here's a meal plan. And they don't stick to it. Why? Because it's hard. It's too easy to fall off and give in. So I want to give you some practical advice to sort of how to manage this and limit that happening. And one of the best ways to do that is eat more volume foods. This is just simply foods that you can eat larger amounts of for less calories. Foods like vegetables, consuming more liquids that have less calories in it, like water, sparkling water, low calorie soups. Foods that have low calories for the size that you get to eat. It's very easy to eat thousands of calories of junk food and still be hungry because it's very calorie dense. But you try eating 2,000 calories of broccoli, you probably won't get to it. So by bulking up your meals with these extra volume foods can make each meal a little bit more filling for less calories, which makes it easier to stay on track because you're going to be more satisfied. Losing body fat and keeping muscle is really simple in theory. It's just hard to do and stick to, especially in a day and age full of distraction, temptations, and let's just be real, bad habits, poor discipline, and laziness. And it takes time to fix those. But any physique you want to build is going to require hard work and discipline. So start to act how you want to look if you actually want to make real changes this year, instead of just telling yourself you're going to do it and then not doing it. Avoid the trends, avoid the fads, because they're just taking advantage of your laziness and they just want to get your attention. Now, if you need some help implementing this strategy, or you just want some guidance and accountability, there is a link below. You can click on that and book a call with me one-to-one, and that's if you want the same help that these guys had to get their head-turning transformation. And if you want to learn more about how you can fix the skinny fat physique, you can watch this video over here. And if you haven't already, like the video. I always forget I should say that at the start, but I don't for some reason. Anyway, I hope this video helps. Track your calories, get stronger, avoid all the bullshit, and you're going to be ahead of 95% of people.